Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
The Hare Krishna movement was brought to the Western world by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the Hare Krishna movement. Srila Prabhupada is the foremost proponent of Vaishnava philosophy, represented by the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. This unbroken line of disciplic succession boasts the names of great spiritual acharyas such as Lord Brahma, Sri Madhavacharya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and many others. From 1950 onwards, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami lived at the Radha Damodar Mandir in the holy town of Vrindavan, where he began his commentary and translation of the Bhagavat Purana. Of all notable Vrindavan temples, the Radha Damodar temple had at that time the largest collection of original writings of the 6 Goswamis and their followers. More than 2,000 separate manuscripts, many of them 300, some even 400 years old. His guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, had always encouraged Bhaktivedanta Swami that, if you ever get money, print books, referring to the need for literary presentation of the Vaishnava culture. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami sailed to the USA in 1965. His trip to the United States was not sponsored by any religious organization, nor was he met upon arrival by any group of loyal followers. Rather, he embarked on his journey alone, with just his strong desire to fulfill the order of his own spiritual master. As he neared his destination, on the ship the Indian freighter Jaladuta, the enormity of his intended task weighed upon him. On September the 13th, 1965, he wrote in his diary, "Today I have disclosed my mind to my companion, Lord Sri Krishna." On this occasion, and on a number of others, Bhaktivedanta Swami called on Lord Krishna for help by writing poems in his native Bengali language. Examining these compositions, academics regard them as intimate records of his prayerful preparation for what lay ahead, and also as a view on how Bhaktivedanta Swami understood his own identity and mission. Srila Prabhupada wrote, "I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction, so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own." Srila Prabhupada himself considered his most important work to be the translation and publishing of his books. From the period of 1966 to 1977, Srila Prabhupada translated and wrote purports to nearly all of the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, and 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita. He published a monthly magazine, Back to Godhead, which at one point was distributed in excess of 1 million copies per month. His published works number 160. Millions of copies have been distributed around the world in 28 major languages. Highly respected by academics for their authoritativeness, depth, and clarity, they are used as standard course material in numerous colleges and universities in India and around the world. In 1972, Srila Prabhupada founded the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust for exclusively publishing his works. The Bhaktivedanta Book Trust went on to become the world's largest publisher of books in the field of Indian religion and philosophy. Srila Prabhupada gave lectures daily to his students and to capacity crowds at universities and festivals. He also produced numerous audio recordings of his lectures and bhajans. He brought about a revival of spiritualism in art by engaging the talents of his disciples to draw and paint beautiful illustrations for his books. He inspired them to create sculptures and dioramas depicting the pastimes and features of God and his associates, as well as producing captivating drama, dance and music performances. In just 12 years, in spite of his advanced age, Srila Prabhupada circled the globe 14 times on lecture tours that took him to 6 continents. In spite of such a vigorous schedule, Srila Prabhupada continued to write prolifically. His writings constitute a veritable library of Vedic philosophy, religion, literature and culture. Making these Vaishnava texts available is one of Srila Prabhupada's greatest contributions. Apart from the masses, his books have also reached well into academic circles and have spurred academic interest in the Chaitanya tradition. The significance of making these texts available is not merely academic or cultural, it is spiritual. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Srivastava Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Changing the face of